All right, welcome to the Lee Michaels Show on thepowerofvoices.com. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Stream Up, and Bamboozer. How are you today? If you're in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, I hope you're hunkered down or you got the hell out of the coastal area because that storm is still kicking. While the eye of the storm has not really penetrated the coastal area very deeply, is still skimming along the outside of the coastal area of Florida right now, headed into Jacksonville. So don't take this thing as a joke. It has not finished its job. It is still moving. It looks like it's going to do some damage in Georgia and possibly South Carolina because as the state kind of leans out eastward into the ocean, the path of this storm it's going to hit that landmass. Now, it could hit it and bounce off, but I think some of the eye of the storm is actually going to go into where people are living. And they're really pressing the point of this is no joke because the water, the flooding, to break it down, to keep it simple, it's going to be a problem with flooding. The rivers, lakes in your neighborhood, especially along the East Coast. Most of that area is low-lying area, and some of it, like the state of Florida, is basically below sea level. So that becomes a real serious problem. Good morning to Earl. Edna, how you doing, girl? Mike Love in the house like a child on punishment. And my friend John in Las Vegas. Thank you all for listening this morning to the Lee Michaels Show. We are live and kicking. And good morning, Carol. What are you up to over there?
Well, he left my name out again.
I did not.
Yes, you did. When you introduced, you said.
Okay. We're going to settle this right now. We're going to change the name of the show so that you don't get left out. How's that?
Yeah, just say Lee Michaels and when she's here.
You see, that's the problem. You're not here all the time. So you're a part-time co-host.
Well, I try to be here, but I still have a job.
Yeah, you got other stuff to do. I understand. I'm not mad at you. It's all good. So we're going to start calling it Lee and Carol. How's that?
Okay. You know, it's funny. They'll post stuff about when different people get killed, but that policeman that was killed in Lancaster, that's very sad.
Oh, yeah.
That guy
yeah, it is.
Stopped and then shot him right into his face and that. Pumped 4 bullets in that cop.
Mm. Yeah.
And he was on parole already. He's a horrible person. And
yeah, well, let me give a little background on the story here because you kind of jumped into the middle of it. A few days ago, a police officer who had been on the sheriff department for 29 years?
Yes.
And he answered a call of a robbery, and he was shot and killed. And, it's a sad situation. And apparently this guy was highly decorated, the police officer. And now he's gone and, wife and kids. And it's another sad story that, and it was here in Lancaster, California, which is a suburb north of Los Angeles. And it's a sad situation. You always coming up with some funny pictures and videos. She showed me a video of the back end of a dog and his tail is wagging, and they put some, glasses and like a little wig on it and made it look like a person's face with the nose wiggling. It's pretty funny, Carol.
But you know what's sad about that is it's been kept quiet kind of with maybe local press, but that man did the same thing the cops do to people, the bad cops.
Yeah.
This bad guy literally laid those bullets in him. And it's kind of sad. He had a family, just like when they're all out there protesting. Pretty soon, cops aren't going to show up in those areas.
Well, that's a possibility. But, that kind of comes with the job. It's a dangerous job. You know that going in. And it takes a special person. I couldn't be a cop. I had 2 cop roommates when I was 19, 20 years old. And the stories that they used to share with me, and this goes back a lot of years, but even then, it was scary. Not as bad as it is today, because police did not have, the public did not have the same kind of artillery that the police officers have now. And in fact, in some cases, bigger and better guns than the police departments have here in the U.S. So I couldn't do it. There's no way in hell I could be a police officer. It's just way, way too dangerous. You just don't know who you're going to run into. People are afraid of the cops, and the cops are afraid of the people, so it's very nervy. And it's really unfortunate that the situation is what it is. It's been a tenuous situation forever. This is nothing new. It's just getting exposed more and more because of the smartphones that are out there. So the good and the bad is being captured. And with the dashboard cameras, the cameras on the police officers, we're seeing it. It's like as it happens. So I think it makes it more sensational. And it's really unfortunate that another police officer is no longer with us. And I salute him, because like I said, there's no way in hell I could do it. I couldn't do that job. What's up, Joel? You guys got to check out Joel on our sister station, hot923thebeat.com. We play old school over there. Joel is one of our weekend air personalities, and he puts it down. Joel, you should call in so we can talk about your show. Tell the people what's up. Yeah, good morning, Earl. How things going out there with you, man? You're in Atlanta, so you're far enough inland. You might get some sprinkles, but you're not going to get any serious effect from Matthew that's beating up the coastline. But if anybody out there is listening along the coast of Florida or Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, call in and share your experiences with us.
Well, you know how many people are dead now in Haiti? Since
over 300, right?
478.
Jeebity, weebity.
I mean, they don't really talk about a lot of it on the news because I've watched. It's like, what? Do they not exist? I mean, when France had the terrorists, that's all we've seen. So why aren't we talking about this?
Well, that's a good question. And it's probably hard to even get in there at this point. I don't know if the airports are open. I have not heard, but 470 what?
478 people.
That's so sad. I mean, the country is in bad shape anyway. Very impoverished, not very modernized.
So what, do we just ignore it now?
No, we don't ignore it. Absolutely not.
I mean,
and there will be aid.
The same thing I'm saying.
Well, there'll be aid
I've seen
for
pictures
Haiti.
that are coming out of there, and it just breaks your heart.
Yeah, I saw some this morning.
A man with putting his baby on his head because the water was all the way up to his neck.
Yeah, it's sad. So sad. And I'm sure there will be aid going in there to help the people in Haiti. It's so sad. Those poor countries like that. And it seems like they catch the tail end of the badness every time. It's like people that live in trailers when storms come through and the whole trailer park gets uprooted. 75 degrees in Atlanta. That's beautiful. Just some few clouds. That's about it, huh? Well, that's good. I kind of figured that. I mean, you guys are far enough inland. You're not going to get the eye of the storm hardly ever.
You want to hear some good news?
Sure.
When I went to the doctor's show, there was a young man there, and he started this thing where they pay him to walk with them.
Pay him to walk?
Yeah, and it's been on the news now. And he was quite interested because he walked one of the doctors all around the... and he's actually building a big business.
What? How much? Just to walk?
He charges $7 a mile or something.
Just for him to walk?
Well,
Was he walking your dogs? Or
run you. They'll sit there and they'll go, okay, you're paying them for an hour. And they go, okay, get on the treadmill for 30 minutes. You might be paying them $100, but they're really only giving you a workout for 30 minutes because they have you on the treadmill. But I just found it really interesting. He was really a cool guy. He had a big beard and
I saw that. I saw that on the news.
well, I seen him at the doctors, and when he was telling his story, he's building a huge business because there's people like they want to walk at night and they're scared. There's women, and he walks them.
Right, walks with them. Yeah,
he walks people that maybe they're depressed. And
well, Carol, maybe you walk all the time anyway. Why don't you do it?
I'm not going to protect them.
Well, you can walk with them. If something goes down, you can run. Get the hell out of there, sir. Okay, walking is over. It's time to run.
No,
what do you think?
No, I just think it's great to show the different ways you can make money.
Oh, yeah, business. Sure.
I think that was pretty genius of him.
Sure.
People walk dogs.
Yeah.
So he's out walking people.
That's true. That's interesting. You never know what kind of need it's out there. Sometimes something that simple. And I always refer to, look at the pet rock. You remember that?
No.
You don't remember the pet rock? Where were you? You must have been swinging on that peyote weed or something.
No,
you don't remember the pet rock?
This is getting
it was a toy
now because I told you this hairdresser's trying to insinuate I don't do drugs.
Oh, I know. I'm just know me.
I know you are, but people like her come with the wrong.
What the hell with
the
them?
Rock? I know that big fine man called the Rock.
No. This was a toy. People were selling little rocks in a box. It was called the Pet Rock. You don't remember that?
No. Why would somebody want to buy a rock?
They were buying it, and then shortly after that, people were selling little vials of sand, pet sand. Well, and they made millions of dollars off of those ideas.
This guy has built a pretty big business.
Yeah.
He managed
pretty ingenious.
I think he just trademarked the name. So people can copy him, but they can't use that name. It's called the People Walker.
People Walker.
That's like the same day I was there. There's this famous dermatologist. She makes a fortune, and she's called the Pimple Popper. And I looked her up, and I was grossed out when I seen some of the videos.
It can be pretty nasty
what
looking.
What she extracts. I thought I'd be vomiting on their head. The Pimple Popper.
Well, there's what is it called? There's a worm that gets in dogs in their skin. What is it called? Is it
ringworm?
No, it's not a ringworm, but it generally happens in third world countries like Africa and places like that. And you can go on YouTube. Is it called apricot worms or something like that?
And they live in their skin?
Yeah, they get into the dog's skin and it's nasty looking. You don't want to eat while you're watching this. And they take the dogs into the veterinarian and they have to squeeze them and get these little worms out. They're like, maggots. It's horrible.
That's like that thing where on Facebook where they showed the guy had really bad breath.
Yeah.
And he went to the doctor and
really
he
bad?
had a thing and they squeezed it and it was like, oh shoot.
What was it? Something in his tongue?
Like a pimple coming out of his mouth.
What was it in his tongue or in his jaw?
It was right up underneath the tongue. I mean, they had it on Facebook.
Yeah?
You could see anything on Facebook.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I was like, dang. So that's why, because I remember I had a date once and his breath was so bad.
How bad was it? What did it smell like?
For me not to want to date him again, like shit.
Oh, yeah, I know shit breath.
I'm telling you.
He used to do all night show in Cleveland.
I could not date this guy again. And I mean, I was like this. And he goes,
oh, Lord.
Aren't you going to order some food? And I thought, no, I'm not really hungry.
Oh, God. Bad breath from it was. So now this thing, was it a worm or just like pus or something?
It was some kind of thing that squeezed out of it. I wish I had to empty a lot of stuff out of my Facebook last night.
You need to stay off of that, man. That'll drive me crazy.
That's where I get a lot of my information.
I know. Yeah, you do. Well, today is Open Phone Friday, so whatever you want to talk about, if you want to call up and gross us out like we just did, you can do that. 424-227-9461. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and 2 different channels, in the iRadio Coach channel and the Power of Voices YouTube channel. We're also on Stream Up, and we're on Bamboozer. So We're just about everywhere. I'm going to add a couple more things here, but I got to get a bigger machine to handle all of the video that we're streaming out. So you can catch us just about anywhere. Wanda Ramos. What's up, Wanda? Wanda is a radio personality extraordinaire. She goes back, way back. New York personality. I always admired her talent. We never had the opportunity to work together, but I was always a fan of Wanda Ramos. How you doing, Wanda? And sometimes they don't even know that the breath stinks. Is that what you're talking about? Well, they have cotton balls up their nose. I guess when your breath is so bad for so long, I guess it doesn't smell bad to you. You know, it's like when you walk into somebody's house, it smells like dog.
Breath test where you breathe on your hand. And...
Yeah, right. I always do the breath test. Make sure the monster isn't there. But you know, well, I was about to say something. Oh, yeah, it's like you go into somebody's house or you go into a nursing home and you hit the front door and all you can smell is urine. That's the first test. Because when I was looking to put my mom into a nursing home, that was the first thing that I checked when I hit the front door of the place. If I could smell urine, I'd turn around. There was no conversation to be had. What's up, Ray? So, you know, smell is very important. Very important. There's nothing better, though, when you walk into somebody's house and you smell a great meal cooking. You go, yeah, this is the place I want to hang out. Yes. Mm-hmm. You smell some fried chicken or roast in the oven or some greens cooking. Mm-hmm. What you know about that, Carol?
Well, I'm going to gross you out again.
Well, don't.
Well, I looked up that worm thing on their skin. Even humans can get that.
Oh, really? Is it called the apricot worm?
They don't call it the apricot. They call it some big name that I don't even know. It's like a parasite.
Yeah.
Even it can get it from say a fly's been sitting on the dog or the cat can get it.
Yeah.
But humans can get it too. This dog was picked up in Cambodia or somewhere.
Yeah.
It was a little puppy and there was
just loaded with them. Yeah.
And do you want to see the video with them squeezing them?
Yeah, no, I've seen it. I've seen it. No, I don't want to see it again because it grosses me out. It's so sad, and you know those little animals have got to be in pain from it, and they generally are kind of skinny looking when they bring them in, and it's sad. I'm an animal lover, so you know I hate to see them suffer in any kind of way. It's so sad. Alpha, what's happening?
Well, good morning, Lee. How are you and Carol doing this morning?
We're doing fine. We're not fighting yet.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yeah, because he didn't use my name again.
I'm sorry, Carol.
Well,
just
she.
Well, the name, the worm that you speak of,
yeah.
And it may or may not be the worm you speak of, was supposedly brought under control in Guyana. Jimmy Carter and a very good friend of mine, I won't say very good, he's an acquaintance, went, and he is a doctor, and they went to Guyana. This is a worm that basically enters the human body down there through the drinking tainted water. With all the crap in the water, they were drinking this water. These worms would incubate inside the body, and when they're ready to leave, they would burst through the skin, very painful. And I have a newspaper clip here in my house somewhere where they show I would say not an operation, but the method that they use by when the worm pokes his head out, they grab it and they pull it out.
And this is out of humans.
Yeah, that's what I was telling them. This dog I researched was in Cambodia. And it did say, I didn't pay attention to where they get it from, but it did say it gets in humans too.
Wow.
That's scary.
And they pull it out.
Oof.
Yeah, that's nasty. I've seen them extract them from dogs. I've not seen the videos of humans going through it.
Well, you got to see the videos of the humans going through it.
Yeah,
but
I don't want to see that. I can't do
there
that.
Was a belief that they eradicated this particular worm. Now, I don't know if this is the same worm, same disease that exists on the dogs and animals.
Mm-hmm.
But this particular, and they thought they had eradicated it, only to find out that it had returned because they continued to drink the tainted water.
Yeah.
And the way they arrested it was they simply took filters. They took film and, that you hold, netting, screens.
Yeah.
And that's what they poured the water through.
And that would
for them to drink.
Okay. Now, the worm that I'm talking about is called a mango worm. I said apricot, and it was some kind of fruit. And I'm going to bring it up here on the screen here.
Well, that very may well be what that is.
Yeah, but, it's terrible.
Nasty at best. And
right.
Speaking, and I know this gentleman because every 4th of July I was at a barbecue with him because he's the brother-in-law of a very good friend of mine.
Uh-huh.
So when I spoke with him about it, and this is a guy, everybody would be barbecuing and he'd be out picking berries off a tree.
He had another agenda altogether.
Exactly.
Now, I'm showing, as we're talking here, Alpha, they've got a dog on the table here at a veterinarian place.
That's the one I was trying to show you.
And
not that one.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones. But this dog here has these mango worms, and they're going to, extract them. And basically, they just pinch the skin, as you can see, and these worms just kind of come out. Ugh, look at that. That's pretty gross. But I feel so bad and sorry for these dogs, man. And basically, the veterinarian told them what they need to do. And one of the videos that I saw, let me see if I can bring up the audio.
Well, a lot of times when animals get worms, it's because they get fleas, and the person don't take care of the fleas, and the fleas
you see, they're
will
all the
cause
same size.
worms.
It means they're all the same age. They're all, I would say, 12 days old.
12 days old.
Oh, Fatu is putting on gloves. Why? Why? Mango River.
I don't know if those are the ones. These were long. These were 3 inches.
Oh no,
3 feet long.
Oh no. These are like maybe half inch.
Who wants worms for dinner?
Then those are not the ones.
Right.
Dinner.
These developed in Guyana.
You can have it for
and
dinner.
They have to
lunch,
literally
breakfast,
pull them out.
coffee time.
Wow, that sounds horrible. You said how long were they?
From anywhere from 2 to 3 inches.
Wow.
2 to 3 feet.
Gee whiz.
And they were pulling them out of their legs, out of their backs, out of their shoulders.
Well, I
that's
found the
terrible.
name, but I couldn't say it. Couldn't pronounce it. Because the one I found, it was a dog, and they said people get it too.
Yeah. Well, this one that I'm showing here is called a mango worm, like a mango fruit. Now, I don't know how that's related, but that's what it's called. It's pretty gross looking. Well, I won't gross you guys out. But that's what could happen to your dog, man. And it's a shame, that people will let that happen to their pets. Now, I don't know if that's a problem here in the U.S. Maybe I'll get a veterinarian on here one day to talk about this. But I've never seen an animal here in America with with this problem. And they can come back if you don't keep the dogs clean and, keep those worms out. There's one video I saw in here that the doctor said, like 30 days later, the guy brought the dog back. He goes, man, what have you been doing? I told you what you needed to do. Now we got to go through this whole process again. And one video, they showed they had over 500 worms in the poor dog. And they were malnourished. That's a shame. You don't need a pet if you can't take care of it, the proper way. Give it up.
Well,
now I'm itching.
Yeah, right?
Go ahead, Carol. Well, and speaking about diseases, just let me say Let me say this. I harken back to the vice presidential debate.
From worms to debate. I like that.
Exactly. From worms to debate, because we're...
Same thing, though, right?
Right, exactly. It's like a pivot. It's like, the lead in, the T.
Right.
When you begin to talk about voting for Gary Johnson, Mr. Aleppo, I can't name anybody, or you begin to vote for Jill Steins, Miss, I'm only on the ballot in 45 states now. It used to be 25. As it's gone up, but she's still polling it anywhere from 1% to 3%.
Right.
My whole point is not political reality. There's only going to be one president. It's going to either be Hillary or it's going to be Donald Trump.
That is true.
And I'm not a big Hillary Clinton fan. Matter of fact, I'm not a Hillary fan at all. What I'm voting for is the EPA, clean water, clean air, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, voting rights, food stamps, minimum wage. I'm voting for union rights, Affordable Care Act, Roe v. Wade, marriage equality, the Department of Education and Community Services Act. I'm voting for union activities for federal employees. I'm voting for Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, public broadcasting. I'm voting for the National Endowment of Arts and Humanities. I'm voting for a Supreme Court for the next 30 years that will overturn Citizens United. I'm voting for the minimum wage to be increased to a livable wage. That's what I'm voting for. This is not about Hillary Clinton. This is about a progressive agenda that has risen in the last 40 or 50 years, that a group of greedy capitalists are trying to destroy. In that vice presidential debate, Kaine did a good job exposing Mike Pence for not believing in his convictions, his values. But what Kaine missed was that Mike Pence wants to defund Planned Parenthood. He opposes birthright citizenship.
Yep.
He supported Citizens United. He denies climate change. He supported the Iraq War, like who else? Hillary Clinton. He opposes stem cell research. He doesn't believe smoking tobacco kills.
He's drunk.
Right. Abstinence only supporter. You should only teach abstinence. Voted for privatizing Social Security, opposed same-sex marriage, and advocated taxpayer-funded conversion therapy. He also took money from the AIDS program to fund this conversion therapy. And then the HIV epidemic broke out in Indiana. And here lately, they've raided the largest voting registration group in Indiana, confiscated personal phones, computers, and everything, and all of the registrations. And now they're investigating, increasing voter suppression. And in any case, I don't care how you slice it, what about the legitimate people who registered to vote, who won't be able to vote because you are investigating? And the people who have applied with false and fake names, I guarantee you, are from the Republican Party, giving probable cause for the Secretary of State to send in the state police to confiscate all this stuff, to stop voter registration. Now watch it pop up nationwide.
Yeah.
In every state that is Republican controlled. And this is how they're going to get around their voter ID law rejection.
Exactly.
And in every state, you will find this will occur. And they will try to claim some legitimacy with false pretenses.
Well, Alfo, you put together a very credible list of whys and why nots of who or what to vote for, not necessarily who. And I've not heard anyone lay it out that way, and it makes all the sense in the world. So anyone that's listening to this broadcast and you don't like Trump, or you like Trump, or you don't like Hillary, or you like Hillary, or any of the two vice presidents that are running, forget about the personalities. Forget about the people. Look into the issues that they stand on, stand for, stand with, or stand against. And that's how you can, I think, easily make a decision in terms of what to vote for or who to vote for. Because the who is attached to the what, and the what is attached to the who. So while we're dealing with personalities, two individuals, the two major candidates, if you can find a way to look beyond the personalities, their shortcomings or whatever, look at what they stand for and vote on that. And I think it'll be a little easier. That was a brilliant layout, Alpha.
Let me close with this. Yesterday, I only got a part of it because as soon as I heard the name Charles Butler, I began to throw up and I could no longer follow the program. So just let me say that that is a colored man, a colored boy, who is looking to receive his papers of meritorious manumission. Mm-hmm. And I would like for you to look that up and let the people know exactly what meritorious manumission is. Because that's the way I look at black Republicans. Meritorious manumission is MERITORIOUS. Meritorious manumission is MANMISSION. Meritorious manumission.
Alpha is no joke, okay? I mean, he comes prepared. He comes with his A game every game. So you can't play him cheap. That's why I turn him on and let him roll, because he comes with the information that you need to hear about. You might agree, you might disagree, but he comes with information that's real. That one thing you can bank on, it's credible information. And is it correct that to assume then that you're not a Charles Butler fan? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I've heard him here in Chicago.
Yeah.
On the VON network.
Yeah.
And if it weren't for his tone of his volume of loud, see, he doesn't repress or contradict what you say. He simply says it louder.
Exactly.
As to try to make it creditable. And I understand everything that I named off that is on the progressive agenda.
Yeah.
Were brought to us by Democrats. And I'm not going back 200 years and talking about the party of Lincoln Free,
all that.
That is the distraction. That is what you call he's suffering from cognitive dissonance.
Pow! Another black eye, ladies and gentlemen. That looks like a TKO.
well, I mean, you have to understand this. These people aren't speaking about relative issues,
right?
And I hate to speak about Charles in such a way when he's not present. I'd like to say things to people's faces. Cognitive dissonance is mental conflict that occurs when beliefs or assumptions are contradicted by new information. The concept was introduced by a psychologist, and most people seek to preserve their current understanding of the world by rejecting, explaining away, or avoiding new information, or by convincing themselves that no conflict really exists. Cognitive dissonance is nonetheless considered an explanation for attitude change. This is why people get upset when you challenge what they hold most dearly.
Alpha speaks on thepowerofvoices.com. Thank you, Alpha, for calling in.
Simple. Thanks, man. Take care.
All right. Bless you. All right, that's Alpha. He's certainly... Oh, he's gone. Always forget to ask Alpha to go ahead and plug his... He has a talk show on Blog Talk Radio. So maybe you go in there and search for Alpha. I don't know if it's called the Alpha Show or what. But check him out. He's a good talker. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and I'll be back in a second, and we'll serve up some more. It's Open Phone Friday. Whatever you want to talk about, it doesn't matter. If you want to talk politics, that's fine. If you want to talk sports, you want to talk sex, you want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, bring it on. We'll put it on. And thank you for tuning in, Earl, Teddy Austin, Corrine, T.C. Tompkins. And I saw someone else that came in here a little while ago. Who was that? Oh, Chela Diaz. Luke, my pal Luke, the workout king in Arizona. Y'all got to check out Luke, man. This guy's like fit. He's an animal. He's all about eating right, no sugar, exercise, doing good stuff. Luke, you need to call in so we can pump you up, brother. All right, we're going to take a break. 424-227-9461 is our number to call in to. Be right back. Hang on.
Attention Las Vegas residents. Olympic Cleaning Services is the company for all your green cleaning needs. Call us now, 866-984-7444. Olympic Cleaning Services specializes in residential, commercial, construction, move-in, move-out, carpet cleaning, auto detailing, and we also provide emergency services when you need it. Call us now, 866-984-7444. For all first-time customers, you'll receive 15% off. Call us now, 866-984-7444, or go to OlympicCleaningservices.com. Go green today.
Hey, this is Greg Bell from the Rams Sports and Life on thepowerofvoices.com. Join me every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday as I'll be talking Rams, sports, and life. And you never know who's going to join me on the show. So make sure you check out Rams, sports, and life on thepowerofvoices.com.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard, so you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman!
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome to the new world of talk radio, thepowerofvoices.com.
And we're back on the Lee Michaels and Carol Lemire show. Lee and Carol, firing it up on a Friday. It's Open Phone Friday, 424-227-9461. Whatever you want to talk about. Hey, listen, if you got something you want to plug, I'll let you come in and plug something, okay? You got some new business you're trying to launch? You want to talk about that? Come on in. We'll give you 30 seconds to talk about whatever you want to talk about. If you got something you want to advertise, market, or promote, it's open phone. Come on in. Let's talk about it. 424-227-9461 is the number to get into the show.
I was showing Lee this video on the break.
Oh, man.
Two women fighting in a grocery store over that last case of water. That's how they titled it.
Wow.
This little one was going at that. The big one was big.
Yeah, she's a big
I don't
girl.
mean big in a head. I mean big.
Big
But
woman.
she rips her wig off, and the woman slaps her with the wig. And then she's throwing can. But that little one didn't back down from her. Towards the end, though, she took a fight.
Is this on your Facebook page?
Yeah, I just shared it.
Okay.
It's a great fight to watch.
Oh, God.
I mean, because
Carol.
when people got, they titled that. That's not saying what was really going down, but somebody put it up and said they're throwing down for that last case of water. But you got to see these women fighting. When she gets that wig, though, that woman hits her with it.
I'm gonna go to your page and see if we can't pull it up. Wow. Okay, I got it here. Let's make it full screen.
Yeah, this is a really good fight. I mean, I would run from that big one. That's like a giant.
She's a big girl.
That's not. I wouldn't say call her heavy. That I would say big. I don't even think a man could fight her.
Yeah,
Start
she's a
from
big
the
girl.
beginning when that wig comes.
Push the cart into the lady. She's handling her though.
No, but she hit her with the wig. No, you got to start it from the beginning.
I did. I thought.
No, it's way
Right.
back there.
All right.
Okay, watch him. Okay, the wig's going to come off.
Wow.
Now her boobs are falling out too on the dress. But that little one don't back down. Okay, watch her hit her with the wig.
Oh Lord, this is sad.
I would run from that giant. That's a giant.
Yeah, that's a big woman.
She would
Big
beat a
girl.
man up. That's a big woman. She could pick up a little skinny man, throw him. What is she throwing cans at her?
I don't know what that
now
is.
she got her mad again. She's running this
Look,
time.
the manager's running away.
Everybody's look how big she is.
She's a big girl.
And not half big.
Ooh, Lord.
I bet she's about 6'2".
I don't know. She's a big girl.
Why would she fight
Some
someone
of
that
our
big?
on one of our Facebook streams here, they couldn't see it. Let me see if I can bring that over here. And play that again.
No, this is what happens when we're out of water. So have water in your house because you might meet this giant. See, there's where she ripped the wig. That little one's not backing down, though. There, she hit her with the wig. Oh, that I would not have argued with that woman. But that little one, she's holding her own. Now watch the manager run. Is he gone already? Yeah, he's gone.
Well, that's sad that people are fighting. Well, it appears that according to the title, it says over water, but maybe it was over something else. You know how these things can jump off.
So I never go in a store. I argue with people. I just mind my own business.
Yeah, me too. It ain't worth it. When things get that tenuous and you get that upset, I didn't bring the audio in intentionally because it might have been some hard language in there. But, wow. Well, it's things like that happen.
Now, let me ask you a question. Is Josefa letting Bella trick or treat because those clowns have threatened?
I don't know.
And what is it with them? Are they violent? I know some
of them are.
That pretended to be one, and he shouldn't have did that.
Yeah. Some of the clowns are
they're
hurting kids.
They were in Culver City yesterday. They announced it, and I'm in my garage, and I'm like, what if a clown steps out of that thing? I don't have a weapon.
Kick his butt.
Well, supposedly they have knives on them.
Yeah, some of them have cut kids.
I know Rain isn't going trick-or-treating.
No. Yeah, I'm not big on the trick-or-treat thing.
I definitely wouldn't wear a clown costume on Halloween.
Yeah, right. If you have a clown costume on at your house and you open the door, the kids ring the doorbell, and you got a clown outfit on, I tell my kids to moonwalk away from that one. Don't turn around and run. Just moonwalk backwards. Keep your eye on the clown. But I see, I always walk with my kids, until they got to be old enough where they could get in a group.
I used to love going.
Yeah, it was fun.
I had my bag.
I scared the piss out of them last year.
Did you have a bag? Because I always brought my bag.
You had your own bag?
Yeah, I put a mask on. They didn't know I was an adult. But, it's kind of sad because they're destroying people's business because there are people that go to parties and they're a clown. Yeah. And now they can't do that because it's too dangerous.
What's the funniest? Did you ever do costumes and go to parties for Halloween?
No, I only wore a mask.
Is that right?
When I trick-or-treat with the kids with my bag.
I used to dress up.
I never
The funniest
cared
one.
to.
The funniest one I ever did was 1975. I was working in New York at a radio station called 99X. It's a top 40 station, and the team of radio personalities decided they were going to have a party at one of the guys' house over in New Jersey. So I got together with one of my engineers and one of the other guys at the station. I said, "Tell you what, guys, I'm going to go in, and they're not going to know who it is." And they said, "Well, how are you going to do that?" I said, "Because you guys are going to roll me up in a sheet and twist the ends like a joint. And you're going to pick me up and carry me in and lay me on the floor and have everybody guess who it is. And I'm not going to say anything, right?" So I laid down on the floor for about a half hour. People come around kicking me in the side, going, "Who's in there?" So then the guy that we're at his house, he says, "Well, I don't know who it is, but I'm going to smoke the mother." So he pulls out a lighter and begin to light one end of the thing. And I went, "Oh, no, it's me, JoJo. Don't wait, hold it. No, don't." He said, "Yeah, I know I could smoke it out, whoever it was." So I think that was the funniest thing I've ever done. I've gone as a Keystone Cop. What else? I can't remember some of the costumes. I've only done 2 or 3, but that was a fun thing to do. It was a joke more than anything.
I used to be so greedy, though, when I was a kid. I would bring a pillowcase.
Oh, we used to do pillowcases when we were kids. Yeah, we used to fill it up. And back in the days when I was trick-or-treating, people were allowed to give fruit. So we got oranges, apples, and all kind of fruit and stuff. People used to cook popcorn and wrap it up in foil, or, this was maybe the early days of saran wrap. And, we got popcorn, we got fruit, we got all kind of candy, candied apples, those type of things as well. But you can't do that anymore because people are starting to put razor blades and pins and needles and stuff in the fruit. That's sick. That's some twisted, demented jackrabbits. That's what that is. Who was that? Somebody just came in. But yeah, you can't do that anymore, You can't be creative. They used to do cookies. Can't do that anymore. Unless they're in a, wrapped package from the factory. But even that is not safe, really. So, there's so many sick, twisted people out here in the world nowadays. It's just, all the fun is torn out of it, trick-or-treating. I would be okay or in favor of having a Halloween party for some kids. You invite people that you know, and those kids' parents know you. I would be maybe more comfortable with that. What's up, James Alexander? What's on your mind? Funniest costume was while in Detroit. What was your costume? Call in, James, 424-227-9461. Let's talk about your funniest costume when you worked at WJLB.
Isn't this something? Up to 6 million women in Poland are protesting right now.
Yeah, for what?
Because they're trying to ban abortions.
WJLB, strong songs.
It was on Monday when they did it.
6 million, huh?
Yep.
And they're against abortions, or they're for it?
Feel, why should they be able to ban abortions?
Yeah.
Us women worked for years for our rights. I mean, it goes back even before I was alive. And to have people all of a sudden think they can come in and just take what our rights, what we worked for. I mean, they don't even want to give us higher wages.
Right. Yeah, if you don't want to have a child, who Who am I to dictate to you, a woman, whether or not you should or should not bear that child? Maybe you're just not into your mindset isn't to having it.
People that are against it, you should mind your own business. It's not your body.
Yeah, that's true.
When you sit, you recite all the Bible scriptures and that. And you go through your whole. You might as well just chant while you're at it, because I don't think I think your body belongs to you.
I agree. James Alexander said he dressed up as a Marine Corps drill sergeant. Well, you'd make a good drill sergeant because James stands at least 6'2", big guy. If you gave me a command, Sergeant Alexander, I'd do it. That's a yes, sir. How many push-ups you want, sir? 4,000? Yes, sir. I ain't going to make it, but I'm going to give it a good try. After about 6, you can shoot me in the head because it's over. I can't do it. Can you do push-ups, Carol?
Oh, I used to, but I fractured my shoulder a year and a half ago. I used to do like 100.
Well, you ought to be able to do 50 with one arm.
No, I can't. It's really
with one arm.
I do them up against the sink now. I do more of a woman's push-up, but it still messes with me. I'll go to bed that night and I'm regretting it. But I still do them, but I can't do men's right now.
No.
Probably never will be able to again.
Yeah, that's
well,
terrible.
Shoulder is probably one of your worst injuries.
Could be, yeah. Shoulder, neck, knees, hip.
I think shoulders is horrible.
Big toe.
I told you my client went and got that flu shot.
Yeah.
And she had a sinus infection at the time, but the doctor insisted it was okay. It did something to her shoulder where she can't move her shoulder. She's in horrible pain.
Is that where they gave her the
shot.
Needle? Yeah.
Put it up here.
Wow. Hey, Gloria. Thanks for joining the Lee and Carol show.
When Carol's here.
That's right. When you're not here, it's going to be the Lee Michaels show. Too funny. It's Open Phone Friday. Whatever you want to talk about. If you got something you want to market and promote, I'll let you come on in. It's no problem. Or if you just want to talk some politics or sports or whatever's on your mind.
I have to show him this again every time I show it to relax.
That is funny. That's too funny. Let's see. Staff doing 98 push-ups. Yeah, I see you. I knew you were a drill sergeant.
Is he doing them right now?
No. James Alexander probably can't do 2 push-ups now. He's old as me.
I don't think age has anything to do with it.
Yeah, it does.
I see guys walking and they've stayed in shape and they look great.
Well, they kept at it. I didn't. I stopped. I quit. I said, I'm just be a fat slob. I've never been. The heaviest I've ever been was 205 pounds.
What type of workout did you always do besides being with women?
Damn. Was that like a uppercut?
No, he's
a roundhouse.
Says he's been married
a
37
jab,
times. So.
39.
Oh, 39.
And wow, that was like a surprise attack. That was a Tomahawk missile. Dead center. No, I used to walk a lot, jog a little, light lifting, not heavy stuff. Treadmill, the bicycles, that kind of stuff. Never, like hardcore bodybuilder. Didn't have the desire. It was always fun to go to the gym and, the workout places to check out the girls in the skimpy little outfits. That was kind of nice eye candy. Kind of motivates you a little bit, but.
See, that's like Gold's. I went when it was just a smaller gym and people were really there, but then all of a sudden it changed. I seen a woman coming in high heels and shorts. I go, is she here to work out?
Yeah, yes, it works up bells out, but yeah, I understand. Yeah, they get real cute in there sometimes.
See, I take my workout very serious. I don't even like to walk with people.
Yeah.
I don't like to exercise. I shut my room when I exercise because I don't want nobody bothering me.
I went from 205 to about 182 And about 5 weeks working with my son, he was driving an 18-wheeler for a while for U.S. Express, and they used to deliver products to various stores like Dollar Store and what was the other one? But it was a 53-foot trailer, and just for the fun of it, I would go out on the road with him and ride. And one day I said, Corey, I got this. I'm going to unload the whole damn truck. So it's a 53-foot truck with probably, 30,000 pounds of stuff in it, from soft drinks to sugar, flour, toys, toilet paper, all kind of stuff. Everything that you see in the dollar store. So you have to set up these rollers, and it rolls inside the store, and when it gets down there, the people that work there, they take it from there. So you got to pick up every box and put it on this roller and let it slide down constantly. So this is like 4 or 5 hours, unloading this truck. And I did the whole truck by myself one day. And let me tell you something. I had sweat every part of my body. I changed my clothes and sweated those out. My underwear, my socks, my tennis shoes, everything was wet. And I did that with him for about 4 or 5 weeks. And I dropped from 205 to 182 doing that. So that's a serious exercise. I had to get new clothes because my pants would just fall off.
And you didn't keep it up?
Hell no.
What did you do it for?
Well, I wanted to get out of 205 because my cholesterol was getting high, and I didn't want to have that problem. So I'm still around 289,
you're
288. Yeah. I'm not 180. I'm about 185 to 188. I fluctuate between that. Never go over 190.
Yeah, he isn't heavy.
But I like to get I like to get down to about 175. I'm a mean, lean sex machine.
I'll work you out. I'll take you walking and doing your push-ups.
I'm not doing any push-ups. I'll walk. I don't mind walking. I used to rollerblade, too, here in California. I used to do that almost every other day. But I haven't done that in years. I don't even know where my rollerblades are. So, good morning. How are you? Come on in. So I'm not very physical now. I need to be. It would be fun to get out and do a little more exercise than I'm doing now, which is none. I used to walk to work every day. I'm going to start doing that again.
Yeah, if you did that hill's great.
Yeah, James, it's 424-227-9461. Call now to win. 424-227-9461. Should be right on your screen there, too, on Facebook. So exercise is very important. At one time, my cholesterol was a little high, and they put me on some medication, and I didn't like the side effects of it. So I decided not to take it, and I started exercising, doing a little something, and my cholesterol since then has been under control.
What were the side effects like?
I just felt a little tired, and then, when you wanted to have sex, it wasn't like it used to be. I wasn't King Kong anymore.
Sure that wasn't age?
No, hell no, because I got off the medication and I was back to normal.
One of your friends yesterday, I enjoyed him when he...
Rockin', jockin', and finger popping.
Remember when he talked about medicine? Are you listening?
Yeah.
And he said, and this ain't sense, when he said, they'll sit and tell you, you can take this, and then they tell you all the side effects.
Yeah, the side effects. I mean, they take, it's a 60-second commercial. The first 12 or 15 seconds is the benefits, and the rest of it is the side effects. If you get an erection for 4 hours, damn. Yeah? I'm going to go for the 4 hours, okay? That's when you need to call everybody in your black book.
You'd be dead.
What a way to go. 424-227-9461. 424-227-9461. James, what were you in the slow class? 424-227-9461. He must be left-handed. He can't get it together to save his life. But yeah, man. So yeah, it cracks me up when they talk about these different pharmaceutical drugs on TV, and I'm going, damn, all I had was a headache. Now I'm going to die from liver failure, kidney breakdown, heart might stop, toilet flush, lights flashing. You know, you need a new brake job. I mean, damn. Scare me to death. I'd rather just die from the headache. You know? You got a little allergy, and then all of a sudden, you're going to have kidney failure because of the medication. James A.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing fine, man. I wrote the number down wrong the first time.
Yeah, you did.
Because I called the number, and some young lady answered the phone, and she acted like she wanted to like me. I said, that must be the wrong number.
That definitely was the wrong number.
And I take some cholesterol medicine.
You better leave it alone, man. Which one are you on?
I don't know, man. You know.
He don't even know.
It's blue. It's red. I think
it's red.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
man.
told the doctor, I said, "Don't give me that pink one. I ain't going that way."
How you been, man?
I'm too old for that.
Right? How are you?
Man, if I was any better, man, I'd be Lee Michaels, man. What's going on?
No, you don't want to be him, unless you want his tax bills and divorce fees and all that kind of stuff. You don't want to be Lee Michaels. No, not right now. Mm-mm.
All right, but I'll be Jimmy the Eighth Wonder.
Yeah, there you go. You better be him for a while.
Be him for a while.
Yeah, man. Don't be me.
Man, so they tell me you done switched up, man, and you rolling with the Trump card now on the back of your car.
Oh, hell no. That's the other Lee Michaels. That's not this one.
Oh, that's the one everybody chasing that for that money. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That might be the Lee Michaels that work in Baltimore, but not the one in L.A. No. No.
Okay, I'm just wondering, man. I mean, I'm just
no.
What was that record, man, out by James Brown about your business was in the street? I said, the boy's business in the street.
Well, listen here. I tell you what. If you see me at the voting poll voting for Donald Trump, you better call the FBI because somebody's got a gun to my head, okay? That's the only way. The only way. And I might go down fighting, pushing back on that one.
They didn't say you was going to vote for him. They said you had a Trump sticker on the back of your car.
No Trump sticker on my car, not in the house, nowhere. Nowhere. I don't even want to call his name. That's how bad I don't like him.
Have you looked on the back of your car in the last 15 minutes?
Well, the only way it's on there is if you put it on there. See, you about low life enough to do that. You would fly all the way to L.A. to put a Trump bump sticker on my car. That's bad,
LA,
man. That ain't right.
Fly to L.A., man. I've been living in L.A. about 15 years.
You in L.A.?
I've been here about 15 years, man.
Get out of here. Why don't you bring your monkey butt on by the studio?
Man, I've been trying to find it, man, you know.
Well, you got to look in low places. We're underground.
Okay.
Yeah, we are at an undisclosed location.
You know,
to avoid. Like
hey,
what?
Man, I'm right here in L.A., just like James Brown.
I thought you were back on the East Coast.
I'm in L.A., man, like James Brown. You know, Lower Alabama is where I am,
baby. See, Lower Alabama. I knew you were back there somewhere.
Well,
you're messing with me.
Well, of course I am, man. You know, of course I am, man.
That's funny. You got me. So what are you doing, man?
Well, you know, the last thing, only thing about L.A., man, L.A. is a beautiful place, man, you know. But my only problem with L.A. and is that they tell me if you go to L.A. and you stay more than 3 days and 3 nights,
yeah,
you will not want to come home.
Yeah, you broke.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. You go to L.A. or New York and you spend more than 3 days, you know, if you're staying in a hotel and trying to wine and dine, you broke. You better go get a new job Get some.
That's what it is.
The housing out here, James A.
Beautiful thing. After 3 days and 3 nights, you wouldn't want to go home.
That's right.
Go home. I got it.
Yeah, and the housing out here is so ridiculous, man. A place now, you in Louisiana, a house there that's like 1,100, 1,200 square feet. What would that cost there? With no land. I'm not talking about no acre or anything like that, because there's zero lot lands properties here. You can smell the fish that your neighbor is cooking. That's how close the houses are. James, are you still there? He must be on one of those pay-as-you-go phones. James A., we lost your call back. But yeah, I always ask that question because if you go back east, down south, even in the Midwest, anywhere outside of California, a house here that's a $1.2 million, and it's a fix-up, a fix-em-up at that price. Back east, that's under $100,000. It's amazing. I don't know how people out here must be making crazy money to afford that. How do you do it? I don't get it. What kind of job? I mean, you know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to go knock on some doors. All right, we're doing a survey here. We see the value of a house is $1.6 million. What the hell do you do? What kind of job do you have? Help me understand, because that's where I want to be. Although I wouldn't pay $1.6 million for the cracker box you're living in. I wouldn't do it. Okay, I'm just saying. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that feel that way. Yeah, James is definitely on a pay-as-you-go plan, because he called once and it rang one time and it hung up. See?
I didn't know who was behind me.
Oh, that's the FBI.
Who are you? I can't move my shoulder. I can move this. Pearson who?
I don't know why that's ringing one time and then it hangs up.
He didn't even mention you. I was like, who's behind me?
Yeah, he came in quietly. He's with the FBI. He's doing a special investigation on the Lee Michaels Show. James A., what are you on, a pay-as-you-go phone?
Must be, man. It cut out, man. As soon as I said I had a serious question there.
He shut you off.
No, I didn't. I wouldn't do that to my friend. So what's your serious question?
I wanted Charles to call when that guy was making fun of him.
Yeah, that would have been good. What's your question?
No, it's just a serious question, man. I'm hearing, all of this conversation, about there's an election coming up in about 30 days. You may have heard.
Right. I've heard about that.
No, but on a serious note, man, everybody's always talking about how Trump is insignificant and blah, 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 and all that. And I tend to agree. But why, if that is the case, why are we spending so much time talking about him?
I agree. That's why I don't want to even mention his name anymore.
Well, I understand that, because you've always been an extremely astute and intelligent and insightful individual.
Oh, you got that check.
Yeah, but you know why I think people spend so much time? Because the media can actually brainwash people. You just sit and we look. I'm even guilty of it, and I can't stand it. But every day I go to push the Facebook, I look to see what they're saying about him.
Because there's such a thing as talking someone into existence.
Yes.
You're right. And he's been feeding off of that free media. That's why he hasn't spent any money doing, heavy advertising the way Hillary has, because he didn't need to. He can say something ridiculous and we'll talk about his monkey butt for 3 days. And he'll come back and say something else and it just repeats.
Where I am, I haven't seen, they're not running a lot of political ads one way or the other. But being the fact that Trump, everybody, I turn on every kind of radio show, TV show, particularly black radio stations. Everybody is against Trump, telling jokes about Trump this, Trump that, Trump that. And I'm saying, why are they talking this man into existence at the expenditure of not spending any time talking about Hillary? Because I'd be very interested in the fact that on November 8th, when the election is, it's as if November 9th, Hillary is elected, and everything will be perfect as far as everybody's concerned.
Well, you're right,
but I'm not hearing about how that's going to be, or what's going to be done systematically.
Mm-hmm.
Outlined on what's going. I'm not hearing anything about what's going to be done to make life any better. All I'm hearing about is Trump. You know.
You're right.
So deal out. You know. So that's just. And these are the so-called liberal and progressive media.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that we've done a bad job in a twisted way of, you know, the focus of the information that is important has been overlooked, and we've been dealing with the personality war versus the substance. And
I hope that is not by design.
I don't think it is.
It will allow her to get into office without actually laying out any plan.
No, well, I think Hillary has laid out a plan. I think we, the media, have done a bad job in amplifying what she's been saying. I mean, if you go to her website and compare it to that guy, then you'll see that there's a lot more information. You know, he's got like three.
Here's the only thing I say about that,
mm-hmm.
and I'm not denying any of that. I'm not denying any of that. But see, here's how I look at that, man. And you, as well as I, and I guess that if you have a co-host there, possibly they have as well, have hired people throughout a good part of your career.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at this whole situation, quite frankly, an analogy would be that we are going to hire either, at this stage of the game, the finalists are down. Either we're going to hire Hillary or we're going to hire the other guy.
Right.
So now, in the interview process, and I know you've interviewed any number of people as well as I and any number of people who are listening to your show. And somebody told me, said, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I said, well, what is it you're going to do? And they told me to go look at their website. I would think they were crazy. I mean, tell me what it is you're going to do. That's
well,
what I'm not,
and I agree with that, James.
To get to the web.
Yeah.
That sounds silly.
Yeah. I agree with
you. One time, I know there were people back in the analogy, you know, back in the day when people would send us, you want to get send us tapes and all that, you know.
Sure.
And
audition tapes.
Say, well, audition tapes.
Mm-hmm.
They want to, for the listeners that don't know what that is, you can expound on that in a minute. But if someone said, and I said, well, I need a tape, and they told you, well, you need to go go to my website, listen to my tape. How far would that job interview go with you?
Well, today it might go a little bit further, but 20 years ago I would have said, okay, you don't want this job. Because I don't have time to do that. If you can't, hey, listen, when I was working in New York at WBLS, I got a tape from a guy. It came in
I mean, you just think about how funny that sounds.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, 100% correct. So I get this box. Okay, it's all wrapped up, you know, probably through the post office or whatever. I open it up, and it's a tennis shoe in there, and inside the tennis shoe is a cassette. And the guy, the little note
you might have to explain what a cassette is, but go ahead.
Yeah, for those who are not old enough to remember a cassette, that was a thing that came right after the 8-track.
Oh, my goodness. Well, go ahead. Finish the story, please.
So there's a note on the shoe that says, I'm just trying to get my foot in the door. And I said, okay, so it's a tennis shoe with the tape in it. I laughed, I chuckled, and I didn't listen to the tape.
I might have listened to that one.
No, I did. I did.
I would have listened.
Yeah, but he was not ready for New York. Not at that time. He might be now, but at that time. And every time I talk to him, he reminds me of that. But at least it was creative.
That person will go nameless, of course.
Yeah, I don't want to bust him out. but he's still in the business.
Well, then he may have been your production director because creativity was definitely on the table.
Exactly, he was thinking at least, definitely. So
I know one guy. It was funny that the closest thing I ever had to anything like that. And it was interesting. And the guy did get the job, and he did very well for me and on and other markets. You know, this was back in the day, man. You know, we would fly people in. You know,
sure,
you're gonna meet them. So I was flying the guy in, and I flew him into Dallas. I'll tell you that much. Flew him into Dallas. He gets off the plane, man. This guy has a T-shirt and a cap with the station's logo on it, saying, "I'm ready to come to work."
Now that's good. That's a good one.
Yes, it was.
That is a good one. I've had some interesting encounters like that, but that's probably the most creative one that I've ever heard of. Now I'll tell
the guy, and the other funny part about it was the name. His name was the same last name as the guy that was in the market already.
Wow.
So I said, "Well, man, what name we gonna use?" He said, "Let me use my name." I said, "Well, so and so has the same last name." He said, "Well, ain't gonna matter."
It don't matter.
It did not matter.
Yeah. Now that's an interesting story, because when I went to New York at 99X, I couldn't be Lee Michaels because it was George Michael over at WABC.
You're breaking up on me, but go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I said when I went to New York to work at WXLO in 1975, I think it was, 74, 75, there was a guy on the air at ABC, which was the WABC, which was the competing station, by the name of George Michael, who ended up doing the George Michael Sports Machine. And so they wouldn't let me be Lee Michaels. And there was a Lee Douglas that was doing midday, who was like the music director or something at that time. So I had to come up with a new name. So we're sitting in the PD's office with the general manager. Are you still there? We lost him again. That's weird. That never happens. It must be because he's in Louisiana. But I'll finish the story here. I'm sitting in the program director's office with the general manager, and we're trying to come up with a name for me before I go on the air. And I have to go on the air that night. So they come up with names like George Washington Bridges. I said, oh, hell no. I can't be George Washington Bridges. And then New York City, right? So another name came up, M.F. Johnson. I said, no, I ain't going to be the MF up in here. No, can't do that one either. Now, the guy that I was following went by the name of Steve Smokin' Weed. So they came up with C.O. Kane. I said, no, I'm not going to be cocaine. No, C.O. Kane following Steve Smokin' Weed. I said, no, this is going to be the drug house. Y'all going to mess around. I'm going to be out doing an appearance and get busted because my name is C.O. Kane. No, not going to happen. I don't know, James. It must be the weather. It must be getting some of those side bands of the storm. Yeah, Chris, can you imagine that? They wanted me to be M.F. Johnson and C.O. Kane or George Washington Bridges. Yeah, there was a lot of dope smoking back in those days. And so they were kind of cosmic. I don't know what's wrong with your phone, man. What's up with that?
I don't know, man. I really don't know.
So I don't know if
it must be waiting on November 8th because that's when it's going to get better.
Are you getting any rain or wind from that storm? You're too far inland, though.
No, I'm on a whole nother. That's really over on the Atlantic side.
Yeah, you're near the Gulf.
I'm on the Gulf, and but on a serious note, for those that have not been, fortunately, I have not been hit directly with any, but I've been all around those, and that is very serious.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you've been in the radio business probably as long as I have, and you've had a couple of different radio names. What have they been?
Well, one was Jimmy Wonder, the Ball of Thunder, Men's Threat, and a Lady's Pet, Lover Supreme and Every Girl's Dream, the one who did it, hit it, split it, twice didn't fit it, and always got away with it. Another one was James. I love.
Did you say it like that?
You have to do it right now. Some people say, no, I did not say James. I love. I said James. I love. You know.
What year was that, James?
Oh, well, I don't remember. I couldn't even remember your phone number, man.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
One other man that was one that everybody finds very interesting, and that was J.A. the Shy Guy.
J.A. the Shy Guy. There's nothing shy about you. What are you talking about?
The shy.
The shy guy.
No. I didn't say shy guy. You got to roll it, baby. The shy guy.
The shy guy.
The shy. We're gonna do an air check. The shy guy. Yeah.
Well, see, I don't know if you heard those. I was finishing the story.
Again. You must be getting shy.
You can't hear me? But that's his phone. That's so weird. I'll never have that problem with anyone else. But I guess it's just one of those days. It's the wind from the storm. But see, what we're doing here is sharing with you some of the behind the scenes things and that we've experienced being in the broadcast business over the years and going from one market to the other. And sometimes you have to change your name because of conflicts and all those kind of things. But it's been fun. And James A., like me, he's been in a lot of different markets. He's been through I think he's worked in Georgia, Michigan, Detroit, Dallas, as well as Chicago. So he's been around much like me. Not too many guys in the business have had more jobs than me. I was like a damn gypsy, a radio gypsy, chasing those jobs, trying to increase that paycheck, and having fun talking that talk on the radio. Having fun, doing the nightclubs, emceeing the shows, and doing my thing. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I'm surprised that Carol and I didn't run our paths cross because she was in the entertainment business as well. And we might have been at the same party at one time. But she was kind of snooty back in those days, so she wouldn't have paid any attention to me.
When was I snooty?
I know how to get her back on the microphone, see. She took off her headphones. She was over there reading Facebook.
He probably wasn't my type of man because he was very cocky.
See?
He claims to have 37 wives.
39.
Oh, 39.
Yeah, don't be shortchanging me.
So, but we probably did the electric slide if you went to the caucus.
Yeah, right. The Black Caucus and
remember, because the record companies came there.
Yeah, I went to several of those. So we might have been at the same party.
We probably were.
Yeah, I saw you sitting over there in the corner, being a wallflower.
I wasn't.
Antisocial.
Believe me, I wasn't no wallflower.
She was had a nose turned all up. Looking all snooty.
To be honest, I went because of my sisters. It really wasn't me because I didn't like wearing all those fancy dresses. That just wasn't me.
Yeah, you were a hippie.
Because, I'm a hippie. I don't like those.
Peace, love, dove.
I can't even walk in heels, to be honest. So.
Oh, I would pay to see you do that.
I can't walk in heels.
I bet it would be hilarious.
I have never really wore heels.
Really?
Nope.
No? That would be hilarious. I bet you look like a drunk woman.
I probably would look like a horse when it's first learning to walk. I admit it at least.
Yeah, right. Oh, my. Some 5-inch heels.
Oh, no. Hell no.
Those hooker shoes, I call them. Come on, Carol.
Stripper shoes.
Stripper shoes, yeah.
I don't know how they do it, to be honest.
Me either.
Because I've watched strippers. Because I'll go to a strip club. I don't have a problem watching them. And they blow my mind how they can get on those real high heels.
Yeah, and move around.
It's like
and then swing on a pole.
My neck.
I have a friend in Florida. Lenny sent me a picture of a girl. She must be 400 pounds. in a skimpy little swimsuit, one-piece swimsuit kind of thing, with the Dallas Cowboys on the front of it, right? Because he knows I'm a Cowboy fan. So, and she's got the nerve to have those stripper shoes on.
Yeah, but
This is a big girl, and
now let me ask
it looked
you,
like her feet were little tiny feet.
Were her heels hanging over the hill?
Well, it was a front view, so I couldn't probably. A whole lot was hanging off the back, I'm sure. Is that James again?
But
Yeah,
you know,
quick,
Lee,
man,
there's somebody for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm sure there were men in the audience that liked her.
Go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
What I was just going to say, it keeps coming in this very nice voice that keeps coming in saying there's a network connection problem. Stop talking to Lee and come talk with me. You know.
Yeah, we're being hijacked probably from the competition.
But I'm going to tell you, so I'm going to get back and talk to her, whoever that may be. But
I'm not mad at you. I understand.
Because I am the shy guy.
The shy guy. Well, I'll tell you that one of the funniest promotions that I did was when I hired Doug Banks for the first time.
I'm going to break in again. It's up to, 842 people, but people in Haiti are stuck in a place where they say it's horrible.
842 people dead?
Yes.
In Haiti?
Searches to 842.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Well, I'm a little upset because we're not really doing a lot of news on it, like these people don't exist.
Yeah.
And it really upsets me. It's a very poor country as is.
It is.
I'll say one thing, and then I'm going to have to run, Lee. And those 800, all those problems going on in Haiti. One thing I'd like to see: there are 2 foundations that are sitting out there that can donate a lot of money to that. Both of those foundations.
Well, the news ought to tell about them.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking about the Trump Foundation and the Clinton Foundation.
I know what you're saying.
Oh, that's the 2 I'm talking about. Both of them.
Yeah.
I'd like to see both of them step up, and let's come to the table on that.
Well, it would be a great opportunity for
both
Trump.
Of them.
Well, for both of them especially, but it would be a great.
Also, though, there's tens of thousands that are now homeless. It's destroyed all their crops.
Yep. It's a sad situation. And I knew it was going to be
on the tail end
dire.
Of the earthquake from several years ago. So it's
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, James A. Well, thanks for calling in, man, and be safe down there.
All right, do the same.
All right.
Who is that other female voice there, man?
That's Carol, my kick in the side.
All right there, chick on the side.
Yeah,
I said kick
I'm
in the side, not chick on the side.
I'm not as chick on the side. We're friends. We would ruin our relationship if we tried anything
That's right.
else.
We're like brothers and sisters. We could never be lovers.
So she's not your chick on the side.
No.
Hell no.
I said
that's what he would say too.
Kick in the side. Like sidekick.
Okay, a side kick on the side. Well,
see, you know what? You know, James A., you're just trying to start some trouble. You're just an instigating, trouble-making fool. That's all.
No, actually, James, I've taken him to events.
Are you in L.A. there, chick on the side?
Yeah, she's here. She's sitting right here in the room with me.
I'm looking at him.
Well, that's okay. Let's go FaceTime so you can see what
I'm really one of these.
Anyway.
I don't want to go FaceTime. You could go on my Facebook. You'll see my face.
Well, give me your name. I sure will.
What do I have it under? Lemire Carol?
Yeah, she's backwards. Her last name is first. It's Lemire. But if you type in Carol Lemire, you'll see it.
Carol Lemire.
Yeah.
All right, then. Since I'm the shy guy, I'm going to let you run. And
we got Don Cody on the line.
Oh,
what's going on there, Cody? Cody's right down there.
You got to have them both on here now.
Cody?
James.
Hey, what's going on, Cody?
I'm just so happy that this hurricane wasn't so devastating as a lot of people led it to believe or thought it was going to be.
That's a good thing.
You're up in Orlando, Gainesville.
Yeah, it stayed out in the water.
Good
we were
job.
just talking, man, that those things, if there is an advantage to a hurricane, it is that you have several days warning.
Absolutely.
As to what could and could not be versus an earthquake or a tornado or something.
It's ironic that you mentioned that, James, because I was on the line with Lee Michaels and Carol the other day, and they were just talking about that because we are here on the East Coast. They're on the West Coast. And, they get earthquakes over there. And as they mentioned, the earthquake could come any minute. While we're talking right now, they could sustain devastation from an earthquake, and we have days of preparation for a hurricane.
That's right. I'll take a hurricane anytime over a tornado or earthquake.
I would rather not
tornado,
have
you have about a 5-minute notice. Earthquake, you have about a 1-second notice, I guess.
Yeah, no notice.
We don't get no notice.
Yeah. Your ass just starts shaking.
To say hi to Lee and Carol and give them the update here in Florida. Thank God I decided to stay because it's not so severe as it was. I mean, it's good news and bad news on the status of Hurricane Matthew. It is not so catastrophic as initially anticipated, and I'm happy and thankful for the mighty Savior for that. Several people at this particular moment are out of power. I guess, James, you have electricity where you are in Orlando. But
it's not so bad over here, but it could be a lot worse. The storm was out in the ocean.
Yeah.
And the thing about the storms that I've noticed is that when you're over on the western side of the storm, is a much better than being on the eastern side because it is it's a low pressure system.
Right.
Which
well, unfortunately, almost
500,000
people throughout the entire state of Florida, they don't have any electricity at all.
Right.
And some of the people within the Miami area, which Miami really got spared with any kind of devastation or destruction from the hurricane because it didn't even really hit that area at all.
Yeah, they got some rain. That was about it.
Heavy rain, a lot of wind, and in certain areas of the state, there are trees that are uprooted. At the same time, people are concerned about their pets, not only just cats and dogs, but even horses. You know, even John Travolta has a ranch in Ocala with a lot of horses. He even flies plane in there. He has a private plane, and in that area, in certain parts of Florida, a lot of people, they have horse farms.
That's right.
And they had to get shelter for their horses. Right now, the devastation is slowly approaching Jacksonville, around St. Augustine and Jacksonville and Brunswick, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia is heading up the eastern seaboard around South Carolina, and is eventually going to get into North Carolina. But Florida, we were pretty much spared. And the reason why, at the last minute, the path of Hurricane Matthew shifted a little bit more toward the west in the sea opposed to coming inland. If it would have came inland, it would have been really devastating. And it's ironic because some people are super, super happy. I'm one, and I'm sure you are too, James, being in Florida. I know you were in Detroit and Dallas for many years, so you didn't expect to come down here and get this. But looking at some of the posts on Facebook and some of the Texas and everything, people were really looking for a lot of devastation and a catastrophe. They thought they was going to see something like Katrina, almost like they were out for blood.
Well, you know, that's people have that way. And speaking of Katrina, I was actually in Louisiana, living in Baton Rouge when Katrina came through. And I was very fortunate living in Baton Rouge in the fact that I was west of the eye, and most of the damage, as happens normally, is east of the eye. And the thing about the Katrina really didn't come across New Orleans. Katrina came straight up. I can't think of the name of the waterway, but it's a waterway right off of the Gulf. They go straight up toward Hattiesburg and all of that, Mississippi.
Yeah.
And that's why Biloxi, what's the other one, Gulfport, and all of them, you know, were really devastated because they were on the eastern side. By me being on the western side, we got wind when I was in Baton Rouge. The power was out for a couple of hours. But, you know, the funny thing about that, and I do have to run, is that when they were talking about those storms, they had that thing down to a science.
Absolutely. They called that one perfectly.
Well, here's when I say that, here's exactly what I mean. They said at 10 o'clock, I never will forget it, at 10 o'clock this storm is going to be coming through. Okay? 9:59 and 59 seconds. that wind started.
They were precise.
The trees started blowing, and I said, "Oh my," you know, and it's really kind of rough. And the other thing was that, Baton Rouge just had a major problem over there, which was really just rain issue.
Yeah.
And come to
Caused
find
a lot
out,
of flooding.
although I've been gone now, 10, 11 years, from what I understand, my old house, which I no longer live or own, had about 4 or 5 feet of water.
Wow. They don't have a good drain system there, apparently, huh?
Well, it comes a point where there's just so much water, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But what they do have in Baton Rouge and in Louisiana and New Orleans and so forth, and if you've ever been there, you may not have paid much attention, is that when you ride by and you see these little kind of little creeks like on the side of the street.
Right.
Well, what that is, those are runoffs.
Okay.
And what that does is that even on a normal rainy day, what that does, water runs off, and they will fill up. I had one.
So the rain is just collected in those drains? Is that what?
It collects in there, and then once the rain stops, it goes away.
Okay.
But where I lived in Baton Rouge, there was one in the back of my yard.
Okay. And
then when I went to sell my home, I found out that I was in a flood zone. But when I bought the house, I had to get flood insurance.
Right.
And you don't have to things like that. You don't have to tell me but one time.
Right.
Although I never knew where the river was that was going to flood, but apparently I was in a flood zone. And when I think they got 20-something inches of rain, man, over a couple of days period. What people aren't really realizing, I tell you another problem is going to be Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville.
Well, I'll tell you why. Think about it. You've been to Jacksonville. The St. John River just comes right into the middle of the city.
That's right, straight in the middle of it.
Now, when that storm comes and sends that water back up that river, that's a very low-lying area.
Yep.
And that's going to come, right up through the city.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you another place that's very low-lying, and there was one other storm where they had 10 feet of water. Charleston is another one.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're going to catch hell in Charleston.
The people in Charleston, they have
right on the Atlantic Ocean for all intents and purposes,
Yeah, go ahead, Cody.
Right, the people in Charleston, they have been preparing for this for a couple of days now, and several of them have already evacuated. The governor of Charleston, they have a female governor. I forgot her name, but
Nikki Haley.
Exactly, and actually she was almost considered as a vice president running mate at one time. But
that's scary.
Yeah, but they are preparing for this because Charleston was devastated by Hurricane Hugo in 1989.
That's what it was. Okay, yeah.
Right, that was a Category 5 hurricane.
Sure was.
Matthew was 4. It's been reduced down now to a 3. But it's going to pick up some steam as it heads up to Charleston. It's ironic that you mentioned about Jacksonville because I talked to JoJo earlier today. JoJo is at WSOL in Jacksonville. He's been there for about 20 years. He's actually on the air at this particular moment giving instructions on what to do for shelter. And initially he thought that it wouldn't be so severe in his area when I talked to him earlier, but the weather reports are saying a different story, and so now they are hunkering down and preparing for something. Now, it won't be so devastating with a Category 4 since it's reduced to a 3. In Jacksonville, they are sustaining some winds around 40 to 60 miles per hour, and they anticipated that could escalate up to about 70. And speaking of the wind gauge, when it was a Category 4, they were talking about 140 miles per hour winds.
Right.
But now it's a Category 3, so it's fluctuating between 90 to 115 miles per hour. So the storm itself, or the hurricane, is diluting, is dissipating, but it's still something that could cause damage to buildings in your home and your air. And the biggest thing about this is the debris.
Exactly.
Because when you, even if the trees won't uproot, the branches can fall down, and through all that wind, it could be like a missile. And if you're out and about it could cause damage.
That's
Progressive
right.
Insurance has sent out emails to people throughout the state of Florida saying if there's any kind of damage that you're sustaining, call us right away. As soon as things are clear, they're safe to get out, they'll come out and cut checks.
Well,
that's good.
Let me share one little quick thing with you, and I have to run. You're talking about debris, and let's backtrack to Katrina going through Gulfport and Biloxi and all of that. At that time, a lot of those casinos at the time were like offshore in barges.
Barges, yep.
Imagine that, and I'll give you one other example too. Imagine the force of water taking a barge, picking it up, and tossing it across the street.
Yeah, that's it, and it was that powerful. I remember.
I'll give you one other example.
Mm-hmm.
That's more realistic for as human beings. We can't imagine picking up a barge, but I knew several people in New Orleans when that and in New Orleans when that levee broke or was broken and the water came through the city. Imagine in most of our homes we have refrigerators.
Mm-hmm.
How many people do you think it would take to pick up a refrigerator and toss it across the room?
That's terrible. One of the worst things that happened with Katrina, as you know, New Orleans, that's below sea level. So when a person died, they don't bury you in the ground.
That's right.
Because it's below sea level. So when you go to some of the cemeteries in New Orleans, you'll see crypts and mausoleums and everything like that. And when the Hurricane Katrina hit, a lot of those bodies were floating around in their caskets because water impacted the crypt and the whole coffin or casket, whatever you want to call it.
Yep, floating down the road.
Floating down the river.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just I'm showing some video while you guys are talking, and one was just showing the devastation in Haiti.
Oh, that's awful.
And they showed a casket sitting up above the ground. So they must have the same situation there in Haiti as well.
Well,
Right.
they do, and I don't know how secure they put these, and when they put those caskets in the ground, are they putting them in some type of sealant and all that? Who knows what's really going on? You know.
Now in Haiti, they got hit very, very bad. Almost 300 people died in that area.
So over 400 now.
Oh, over
well,
400
I was going
now.
to say that's 300 or 400 that we know of.
Right.
And then the thing about it is that whole area in Haiti, those were the poorest of the poor people.
Mm-hmm.
So when they not only do they not have anything to come back to as far as their homes, I mean, their life is just plummet right now.
Yeah, it's upside down. Totally.
I saw some pictures of that, and I'm sitting here thinking, I said, where do you begin to rectify and bring the people back whole? Where do you begin? You know.
No, there's no easy. This is not an easy task, to say the least. It's just pure devastation.
You're gonna have to just. It would be like debris in your yard. You got to scoop it all up, throw it away, and just start over. You know.
Exactly.
And there's a new element to this. There's a new element to this because even though we're talking about Matthew and even going back, talking about Hurricane Hugo and Katrina, whatever, but moving from this day forward, Hurricane Nicole is out there as well. This is a Category 2, and there's talk about Hurricane Nicole and Matthew meeting up sometime next week and circling back toward the great state of Florida.
Now, where is she now? Where's Nicole?
Nicole is further east, probably about 300 miles from Matthew, but she's out there. I don't know the exact area.
Okay.
But Nicole is out there, and they're talking about sometime next week around Wednesday or Thursday of next week, the two hurricanes could meet up and actually join together and then head back to Florida toward Miami.
That's awful. Well, you know, I guess it's urban legend or whatever, but you know the story of the path of the hurricanes, don't you?
The path of the hurricanes start on the western and they come to the New World, which is basically the route of the slave ships.
James A., is that your phone buzzing?
Yeah, it's telling me that I need to go to another appointment.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, we'll let you go. Thank you so much for calling in. It's always fun to have you on the show.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Tony, Lee, and sidekick.
Carol.
Carol.
You forgot her name?
Hey, nobody ever
You want to
knows
visit
my
her on
name.
Facebook, but you forgot her name?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I won't accept him as a friend.
Well, no. See, now Lee, you're in grown folk business now.
No, you guys, there was 2 hurricanes going on. Did you know that? This one, Nicole.
Yeah, he just mentioned
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
I've been trying to tell Lee and tell him.
Well, all right, James, we'll talk to you later. Be safe out there in, I don't know whether you're in Louisiana or Florida. Where are you really?
They call me Jimmy Wonder.
Oh, okay. All right. 10-4. All right. Be safe out there wherever you are. Well, Cody, you're like the weatherman. You're like on point with all the information. But most important, you're safe. And that's all that matters to me.
Hey, you're 100% right, Lee. I was mulling over whether I was going to leave town or not, go to St. Louis or visit my brother in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I was making a decision as we talked the other day. I said I have anywhere between 11 or 12 hours to make that decision. And I decided to stay, and then all of a sudden I'm watching CNN and fluctuating between Fox, and they were giving like more of a grim report, and I said, oh, maybe I need to get out of here. But at that time, all the airlines were shut down. They canceled 1,600 flights.
Yeah.
And so I said, I'm going to have to bunker it up and hunker it down.
Hunker down, yeah. And you make the right decision because, you're far enough. Actually, you may be a little closer to the west coast of Florida than you are the east coast. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I am.
So, yeah, you were far enough inland anyway.
Yeah. And if
Did you get any damage?
None. Matter of fact, it's not even here. I'm in Gainesville, Florida. As Lee mentioned, I'm pretty much closer to the West Coast, but it's north central Florida. If you look at the state of Florida and throw a dart right in the middle of it, that's where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking we may get some damage because we were anticipating 65 to 70 miles per hour winds opposed to 140. And as I mentioned the other day, we went through 2 of these hurricanes, and one of them really damaged my swimming pool, and one of them damaged the building I own downtown. Thank God for insurance, but I didn't think we were going to get that much damage, so I decided to stay. But right now, it's less than a tropical storm. It's nothing. I mean,
right.
You could get out and drive, and
your normal day.
Gust of wind maybe 35 miles an hour.
Okay, well that's not so bad.
I'm happy. I'm blessed. Thank God. I'm a happy camper.
There you go. Well, Cody, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate you checking in. I was going to call you anyway to check on you. I did talk to JoJo last night. I talked to Andre down in Fort Lauderdale, and he's all good. He was upset because he pulled out his shutters and wrapped up his house and sent his wife away.
Andre, are you speaking of Andre Montel?
No, Andre Egliston or Andre Michael.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the hunter?
Yeah. He's a friend of mine. He used to be on our talk network back in the days of U.S. Talk Network. And but he's fine. He's there in Fort Lauderdale, so they didn't get much at all other than some rain, a little light wind. So everybody's safe, and that's the most important thing. All my friends in Florida, so far, knock on wood, we're safe.
Good job. I like your show, Lee. I love
thank you
dearly, so I'll be calling in from time to time to
Excellent.
check on you way into the conversation.
Please do. Appreciate
Thank you.
All right, God bless. Take care.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
All right, that's Don Cody from Gainesville, Florida. As he indicated, he's in the central part of the state, and the storm is now in the neighborhood of Jacksonville. It's moved, I think, past Daytona Beach now, and the next stop will be into Georgia.
Do they think it's going to hit hard in Georgia?
Well, it could, because Georgia tends to bow out into the Atlantic Ocean some. So if it doesn't turn the way they predict and it goes inland with the eye of the storm, then it could be more devastating. And South Carolina is yet a little bit further out. So as it goes north, more and more land mass comes into play. But looking at the latest map, it looks like it's going to eventually bounce off the coast and head out into the ocean. But then they're showing this circle where it may come back again. Now, if it meets up with Nicole.
Well, I think Nicole, though, isn't she dying down?
I don't know. I hadn't
Maybe it was.
followed that.
I seen that early this morning.
So if Matthew and Nicole get married, damn, I mean, that could be pretty interesting. I can't remember in my lifetime 2 hurricanes coming in at the same time.
Saying. It's happened, but
yeah. That's interesting. We'll see. I had a girlfriend named Nicole. I wonder where she is now. Well, I'm just telling you life stories.
It's okay. I'm sure you've had lots of them.
Yeah, I don't even know. I fell asleep one night counting the number of girlfriends I've had.
And then they wonder when they say, "Oh, do you and Carol date?" I don't think so.
No, man, I'm past that. I can't date no more. I'm beat down.
We're good friends because when I took him to an event and it was all women.
Yeah, she was trying to hook me up.
He didn't even look. I thought, what the hell is wrong with him?
No.
If he was
done.
looking, he was doing it where his eye was, I couldn't see his eye.
Well, I mean, we went to the Maxwell concert, right?
No, it wasn't Maxwell. It was Brian McKnight.
Brian McKnight. Same thing.
It was all women. I was like.
Exactly.
I wasn't. I guess I don't really pay attention to him, but these women, I guess they love him.
Yeah, he's got that swag, you know.
That was a picnic for you.
Well, it was, but I'm just not in that mode of dating.
Maybe if you met the right woman, you might be.
I can't imagine who she is. Is she out there?
I'll bet you she
Have
is.
you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? My boy from the Shotlights was watching us yesterday on the show. Marshall Thompson. Yeah, that's my main Chicago dog. Yeah, man. He said he'll be in L.A. in February performing. So we got to go to that show.
Oh, we're getting tickets?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Weren't they at the casino, I think, with the Shylights there when me and Josefa went there?
Uh-huh, probably.
Because I think some have been replaced, right?
Yes.
Did some die?
Yeah, 2 of them are gone.
I think we had
Eugene
Josefa
Records, and who was the other guy? I can't think of his name. But, yeah, Marshall is the only original Shylight that's left, and his health has been kind of bad. Last time I saw him, he was in a wheelchair. But apparently he's back out there on the road doing some concerts.
Remember I told you some of the groups, the guys, there was a few that that were a little in wheelchairs.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, they could sing.
All
those groups there could sing. I don't care to watch lip singers.
Now there's a group going under the name of the Delphonics that are out there, the Delphonics Experience, and they were performing. I think I missed the show. Their manager came in one day, and I'm going to hold the picture up, but here's a picture of the Delphonics Experience. Now, none of these are the original guys, okay? Because Russell Tompkins Jr., he's the one that sang that real high pitch, the falsetto. They say he can't hit those notes anymore. I said, use clothespins on his balls. They'll get him right up there.
You're so disgusting.
You make me feel, ow, brand new. I know, I'm twisted.
It's Friday, though.
It is.
You get twisted on Friday.
I do. I lose my doggone mind. What's up? Guy Black in the house like a child on punishment. What's up, Guy? Yeah, Squirrel. That was the other guy. Squirrel. That's right.
His name was Squirrel?
Yeah, well, that's what they call him. He kind of looked like a squirrel.
I hope he isn't listening to this.
No, he's dead.
Oh.
Squirrel ain't here no more. He ate his last nut. He went on down the road. I know. It's terrible. But, I knew Squirrel. I can't believe I didn't remember his name. But he was a fun-loving guy, too. You're next door. You're next door to me? Where? Come on in. You got about 4 minutes to get in here. Guy Black. Guy works at KJLH here in Los Angeles. I guess I got every radio guy in the country listening to the Lee Michaels and Carol show.
Thank you, Lee, for saying my name.
No problem. No problem. I'll only say your name when you're sitting in the chair with the mic on.
No, I only get up when you and the boys are all talking.
Well, you should hang in with the guys.
No, I can't sometimes get a word in because you guys don't shut up.
Oh. Well, when has that ever stopped you from jumping in?
It's hard sometimes because when you all get to going and when you got two of you will argue and I just sit back and.
Well, it's all in fun.
I kind of enjoy it. I was hoping Charles would have, because I like Charles.
Yeah, I think you do.
I was hoping he would have.
You guys would make a good couple.
No, we'd kill each other. Isn't he the one that called me a hoe?
Yeah, that's the one.
No, Charles, I wish he would have heard him because I would have loved to hear that battle.
Oh, yeah, Charles and Alfo together.
I don't know who would have won.
Well, I tell you what, Alfo will give him a run for his money.
Yeah,
Alfo's no joke.
Pretty smart.
Yeah, he is. He's well read and
he
does his homework.
Because when I talked about those worms,
yeah, he
jumped
came
right
in
on that, and
exactly.
That's where the dog was.
Yeah, Cambodia.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy because
it is.
I tell people that if your dog gets fleas and you're not bothering getting rid of those fleas, then most likely your dog's going to have worms.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an
Take care of your animals. If you don't want to take care of them, then don't have them.
Yeah, I agree with you on that 100%.
Yeah, I'm a little
100%.
upset if our little kitten's missing.
Well, maybe he'll pop up. Sometimes
Well, she said he disappeared before, but maybe someone caught him. I just hope the coyotes didn't. But I haven't seen them on this side.
Yeah, I haven't either. If I see him, I'm going to jail because I'm going to kill him.
You got a BB gun?
No, that ain't going to do anything to him but piss him off.
I think maybe because the dogs bark, maybe that keeps them away.
Could be.
Because they're not going to mess with Jack. Not when they see the size of
Jack weighs 118 pounds.
Jack's a big boy.
Yeah, he's called a giant German Shepherd.
Never seen a shepherd. Well, I have at the beach. There's a couple that are big like that.
Yeah.
They're a little heavier, but they're tall like him. They're like monsters.
Yeah. Yeah, Angel's a normal size. She looks like a midget compared to him.
Well, my enemy dog wasn't there for the last 2 days.
I think she probably realized it's not a good idea.
Probably because I'm not the only one. A couple of people told me. I told you one lady felt that sometimes when a dog's been rescued, you can't change them. Even if they're a puppy, as they become an adult, that side will come out. And if you can't change them, sometimes it's sad to say you do have to put them down.
Well, maybe you need to get some pepper spray or mace or something.
No, I wouldn't want to do that to him. I know he's had it bad. I just rather
if he's going to rip out your leg.
He does scare me.
Yeah.
Long as she keeps that leash on him. She knows now you cannot take the leash off of him.
Yeah.
Before she could, but as he became social, he would run to the ocean with the other dog. Now all of a sudden, just overnight. Now, he could be not feeling good. Because I remember I had a client once and I went to Minneapolis and her dog attacked somebody, which he had never, and they found he had a tumor. So he was in pain.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah.
You never know. Well, Carol, we had a great week. Had a lot of fun here on the Lee and Carol show. And we'll do it again next Monday, huh? What do you think? You coming to work?
Yeah, unless I have a client that early. I have all clients today.
Yeah, we're going to want to see some pictures of your clients.
It's all over my Instagram.
Okay.
Actually, I have a Facebook that only shows my work.
Guy Black says he likes Carol's sound.
Don't I sound kind of nasal?
No, not really.
Most people, when they
imitate... You got your own distinctive sound.
Most people, when they imitate me, they go, hi.
Hi, this is Carol.
This is Carol on radio.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us this week. And don't forget to share the show. Hit the share button. We're live Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to noon on thepowerofvoices.com, Facebook Live, YouTube, Stream Up, and Bamboozer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you and be safe. And to all my friends on the East Coast that's facing that storm, be careful, Don't take any chances, even if it doesn't turn out to be as bad as they predict. It's better to be safe than sorry. Have a good and safe weekend. God bless.